Name that is called God. So I'll mail it in the name of the Father, amen, in the name of the Son, amen, and in the name of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Subjectivity into the fact that he was presenting. Mr. Amusan is a man of many parts, and it can be seen, and that can be seen in the book. So you see the book, but you can see through the pages that someone that has touched so many areas, a man that belongs to several activities of life. This book, for my own evaluation, is many books in one book. It is many books written in one small book, but or at least, even if you don't agree with me, there are many books in it. You can agree with me that at least there are 2 books in this one book. And then one is a textbook. This could have been written as a textbook only, and it's also at the same time an autobiography. Now, a textbook because it gives the issue of the travel agency operation in Nigeria. It's something you can teach in schools, that we teach also in faculties about aviation. Look at it historically. That's one of the first courses you go and you take when you go to early to aviation school, maybe from the first degree, second degree, or even up to PhD. We still teach and we still read about the history of aviation in some countries. You have the experience of the American aviation experience, the history. That was given by Tim Bradley. So, for example, we think, teach, and we read about that. Then there is also an in-depth knowledge of travel and tourism that being dispensed in the book. So, if someone wants to learn about travel and tourism, you can find a lot of knowledge about it in the book. Then there's also an in-depth oversight of the travel agency business that you find also in the book. So that makes the book to have a dimension of a textbook first. So therefore, with this dimension, the book is recommended for students in travel and tourism studies. So if you are a student, you are learning, you are trying to get more knowledge, you can get this book. So out of the challenges of studying One of the challenges of studying travel and tourism, or even air transportation in Africa, mostly from this part of the world, is the depth of data and literature. One of the big challenges you find if you are studying aviation in this part of the world, or you want to write on something.
Well done to the review of the and from there to the audience.
Mr. Amusan, I acknowledge your leadership, I acknowledge your mentorship, your tenacity and resilience. Your resolve to make the book, and the book is here. I want to encourage readership. Let's read this book line by line. Because they say in Nigeria, if you want to hide anything, put it in the book. The one I wrote and I delivered at my 70th, people are still asking me, where do we buy? Cutting costs without cutting corners. And I said it as raw as I could. So that leadership in our world, government will listen how not to cut corners in an attempt to cut costs. The travel agency in Nigeria is likened to Oluomo. It's not Oluomo. The travel agent is not likened to the Molue mentality. And we know what Molue is. We change your daddy, or see change you. Oh yes, yes.
Life that it was. And of course, Chief W. Jones is one of my MD. Was one of our MD. So if you want to hear anything, you should say that. But if the team you know that is our Allah Jago Dara, Utundara, Eshe.
I make my comments about the aviation industry, and this is what I feel. I commend the aviation industry who have grown in leaps and bounds, and we have improved quite tremendously in terms of safety and the discharge of our duties. This is what I commend when I think you deserve it and other applause. We are present of past operators. The one industry that has survived time and would not done badly. Would not done badly at all. But I'd like to chip in this. I was interviewed on air that if I get to the House of Reps, what are the reforms will I like to make? And my first answer is to say that I like to see some reforms in the aviation industry. And I will tell you why. You've done your bit, and those of you that are still there. Today, what we experience in terms of flight operation, we're not talking about safety, we're talking about timeliness. It's horrible. They turn air travel into a Molu air travel. Sometimes it pays you to be on the road to Abuja and spend 6 or 7 hours or 10 hours maximum. Now to find yourself in the airport for a flight that is meant for 7 a.m. that will not leave until 3 or 4 p.m. And they do it with impunity. I almost was provoked to slap one of the operators.
But to me, what is the main issue is to let people see how it was in those days, because there's a lot of differences. So they can compare, they can see which is good and copy, they can see which is not good so that they can better it. That is the purpose, to see where we started and where we are now.
Okay, how would you describe the travel industry in Nigeria today compared to the way it was in your days?
Well, that is really a long, so there's a big difference. You know, in those days, we are writing tickets with our hand. So when they say they are writing tickets, they are not writing tickets, they are just taking tickets as of, so we are writing, we are calculating fares by hand, and there was no calculator at that time. So all these tricks that we are doing, all these skills, they don't need anymore, the computer is doing it for them. So that's a big difference.
Okay.